Hey guys, it's JK again from Team 3 Realms doing another deck profile for you. This time it's Shadow Paladin. Start off, we have Full Ball. Common starter for Shadow Paladin. When Blaster Javelin rides him, his ability, search for Blaster Dark, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. I'm just saying that in case people don't know. For trigger lineup, I'm just going to skim over it because it's pretty standard, normal trigger lineup for Shadow Paladins. 4 draw, 8 crit, 4 heal, onto the grade 3s. Seems like I'm going through this fast, it's just the beginning. Pretty standard setup. Start off the grade 3s, 2 Eldona. Now, most of you are confused why I have Eldona. Well, the limit break. Gotta love limit breaks, gotta have limit breaks. When he attacks, he gets +3, so I thought it was +2 for a second, excuse me. But it's +3. And his ability, Counterblast 2, retire 2 Shadow Paladins, which is what this deck consists of. Draw 2 cards, and then I get to Twin Drive, so +4 to my hand, -2 from the field. It's kind of like, evens out a bit, +2, but for that attack right there. I like it. Eldona is pretty great in case I don't have one of him to ride or Overlord, which, as you can see, I'm running only 2 dragons and 4 Overlord. Obvious 4 Overlord because of his Persona Blast of Counterblast 3, 10,000, critical, all that good stuff. And he's a 13. Why only 2 Blaster Dragon? I had 4, but I'm a good friend, so I gave my buddy Xenopane Frost 2, so he could run Shadow Paladins as well. So I've been stuck with 2 ever since, and it works great for me. I usually get them in hand for first hand, have no problem getting them whatsoever. I guess I'm just lucky with 2, I guess. Probably one of the luckiest things I can do is have him in hand. Also, I text something in here to help me get the ride chain off when I get to that. Start off grade 2s. 1 Skull Witch Nemain. 1 because I don't use her ability that often, and she's only a 3K, so the turn I play her, she's only attacking for 10, 11 max, and then next turn I'm just intercepting with her, getting rid of her as soon as possible. Or, like I said, that's why I have 2 Eldona. Good to have if I'm not riding any of the dragons, because I'll usually use her effect, then attack with her row of 10 or 11, then get rid of her row with Eldona's limit break. So I'm really plussing my hand. It's when I'm thrown into a defensive situation, which doesn't happen often. So I'll use the Eldonas for perfect guards, or to search out for the Blaster Dragon with the Javelins, with its rear guard ability. So move on with grade 2s. 2 Maka. 2 Maka is all you need. Still, every Shadow Paladin needs a Maka. A lot of people don't pronounce her name right. Kind of aggravates me a bit, because yeah, it's just aggravating when people don't pronounce the names right. But 2 Maka. Counterblast 2, search for a grade 1, put it behind it. Usually I go for the 8K. Sometimes I go for the extra tech I put in, which I might as well just show now. Nightmare Painter, obviously. If I have Overlord, no other grade 3, and Blaster Dragon in hand, and I don't want to get that, don't want to wait an extra turn to ride, I'll just use that. Sometimes I'll just get that in hand, not waste her ability on this. Pretty good strategy right there. But just 2 Maka. It's perfect. You don't need any more with all the counterblasting going on. 3 Blaster Dark. Now, some questions are being asked. Why 3 Blaster Dark? Most people just run 2. Well, I have this bad luck problem where I'll have 1 opening hand, and then I'll send 1 back, and then bam, I'm drawing 2. So that's why I upped it to 3. So even if I get 1 or 2 back in hand off the cards that I send back, which is kind of aggravating, I'll still have that search ability, and I can still plus my hand. If I no longer need them, great target for intercepts to make my field what I need. Just stall them out until I get that perfect field. And obviously you want it to start off. In case I miss the grade 1, I know with 3, since they're rare, I'll definitely have 1 in hand, so I can start off with the ride. Oh, you inflict 2 damage on me because I don't have Blaster Javelin. Haha, joke's on you. I still have Blaster Dark. Retire something. Get that tech out of here. I'm not letting you search for anything. Alright, more grade 2s. We have 3 Knight of Nullity. Should just say Masquerade. That's what I usually call him. Just 3 Masquerade. All you really need, because, well, actually I would actually use 4. I use 3 because of my bad luck with the Blaster Darks. So I run 3 Blaster Darks. If I didn't run 3 Blaster Darks, 4 Nullity, but I have bad luck with the Blaster Darks, so just 3 Nullity. I only usually keep 1 row of that 20k with the 8k behind him. That's all I really need, because I have better, more deadly rows. 2 10k beaters for the last of the grade 2s. Why? Because if I misride, don't have the grade 1, don't have Blaster Dark in hand, I have my defense, and when I do, and I don't have the other grade 3s to ride, can retire him with Ildona's effect, or just good for the intercept to set up for my good heavy hit rows with Masquerade. On to the grade 1s. We have Nightmare Painter. Obvious choice, so I can get what I need in the soul to get my pluses off for the ride chain, since I'm lacking some cards. Really good though, still. This build works great. Not gonna lie, it still does work. I still get the ride chain off a lot, despite my negatives. Nightmare Painter helps me with that. I run 3 perfects, because in my opinion I don't even need 4 for this deck. It's so aggro, 4 is not even needed, and if I have Ildona, I'll have so much hand power that all I need is 3. So I'll have plenty of shield, all I need is 3 perfect guards. Next off, obvious Blaster Javelin, you know. Get your search, rear guard ability to get my ride chain in position. I'll usually end up with him in the starting hand. If I don't, you know, whatever, you know, might not plus from the beginning, but I'll plus later. You can count on that. I still hit numbers, still do work, I still win games with this deck if I don't get the ride chain off. But obvious 4 choice. And on to the last of the grade 1s. 4 Sharon, 8k vanilla booster. Obvious choice here. Good if I don't get Javelin, so I don't have to ride anything else. which happens a lot, you know. I don't mind. Try not to stress about it. And just one 10k booster. And half the time, I don't even use him below my Vanguard. I use him on the rear guard. I'll mainly use that below my rear guard, or my Vanguard, because if I don't get the ride chain off, then and I'm forced to use Eldona, this is where it comes in handy, since that is obviously not a good choice for a booster. So I'll always put this behind the Vanguard, and this for a rear guard can still work. It does work if you read it right. It doesn't say boost a Vanguard, it just says boost a card with Blaster in its name, so works for the rear guard. So I have 10k boost on my rear guards, so I hit numbers, go over all those cross-ride decks, beat face, win games with my crits, and that's it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, leave some ideas.